Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I am Amabel.
and I meant to start the video on this screen. Welcome back to Thief Deadly Shadows, where we're here in the church. We broke into this church. We're stealing stuff. We have 50% of the loot. We only need a little bit more. But we learned about this builder's chalice, and we've decided, well, we absolutely must add that to our list of things. So we have to go to the factory, as I remember it, go to the factory, get an unstamped gear, stamp it using the stamping machine, and then use that gear to open up the container for the builder's chalice, right?
That sounds.
This is a
right.
sub-step of that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just leave again.
Okay.
If the high priest hears the church bell, he will leave his room and go to the church to bestow a blessing, but I think we just knocked out the high priest, so that's probably not actually that useful anymore.
Yeah. So you switched to that screen to review the objectives.
Yes, yeah, so I could just put everybody,
Okay. I thought you were doing it because it was more visually interesting.
More visually interesting than what? What are you trying to say? What is going on with this? Is that guy, what are you doing with your hands there, friend? I guess maybe he's cold? Is what we're supposed to be getting out of that?
Yeah. He's just warming himself up. Or maybe he likes it cold.
Okay, I have deleted him. And he has been placed in the deletion pile. To live in the bookshelf forevermore.
Boneless and illiterate.
Yeah, everybody in here hates being in here. They seem to find it miserable. Interesting that he did not note that his companion is gone. Come on. No, don't hit the body. Grab it. Grab the body. All right, somebody's sleeping. I'm making good use of the different surfaces. Notice I sprinted at that dude at full speed because we were on a carpet. Look, I'm playing Thief. It's like I've played a Thief game before. Can I tell you something that bothers me? I don't want to start the episode. Wow, okay. I'm just saying it's impressive. I don't know that I can get my legs that far apart even. Anyway.
I've seen it.
Anyway. Not to start the episode off by complaining about the game, as is my time-honored tradition. But
what is this, Rain World?
But it does. I was gonna refresh myself on some of the controls real quick because we are due to just like circumstances in the real world, things mostly out of our control. We are recording these episodes with more time between them than I think either of us would like.
Yeah.
And so I wanted a little refresher, and you can only do that at the main menu. You can't you can't look at the controls or rebind anything in mission because of the multi-engine thing. It comes down to the way they developed it for console purposes. And I just, they did so much damage to this final product so that it could also run on an Xbox. It's a real bummer.
But where it sold a bunch of copies and saved the company and went on to launch the franchise into more popularity.
Okay, we all get. Listen, they were trying. I understand the motivations, but yeah, like it's really tough. If you're gonna develop for two targets, you have to develop to the one that is least capable, right?
Yeah.
Because anything you do in the one that's more capable that is outside the capabilities of the other one, you're gonna have to develop an all new solution to, and you're essentially doubling your work then. But just some. Capitalism, man. Capitalism just ruining the thing. I understand the motivations, but they were wrong. They made a worse product because of capitalism. We didst take another pagan today. The wretch had no dignity. His screams didst summon forth a crowd of gawking onlookers as he was carried inside. But I didst note the flower peddler nearby, that she showed not vacant curiosity, but a more intent concern. I shalt have her taken and put to the question in the next sweep. Mine thoughts turn again upon the prisoners. 'Tis proper they be put to work, but canst still be proper to work them past the point of honest effort, that they die of the labor, and rise as the accursed undead. There was a sale at the tea store, I guess, right before he wrote this. Still, hadst they been faithful, 'twould never have been... 'twould never have come to such a pass. It sucks so much.
Yes.
that we had to have a page break for a single line of text. What a bummer.
This has happened over and over again.
Yeah, they almost wrote to the correct length. I guess they must not have known what would have been too long when they were writing the text originally. Because you would think that if they did, they would have designed around that.
But that's when you rewrite it.
Yeah.
Or you lean into it. Or maybe this is a long con joke on us. Where we'll turn a page and we'll be on the other side of the page will be a period.
You know, if that happens, I think I will enjoy it enough. Nope, toilet. I know that game. We shall go no closer. I remember the thing. Alright, there's definitely somebody else around here. So I'm trying to be very cautious with our water arrows because they have like a very real cost associated with them. Ooh, I jostled that barrel.
Garrett must have a lot of trouble going to the bathroom. Must always be an adventure for me.
Well, it's a harrowing experience every single time.
I mean, that's how I feel when I go to the bathroom, but that's more about my idea.
I heard 'tis gone.
That's good. That's good detail for the viewers. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
In truth,
What?
thou art found.
That guy was walking very directly into the corner that I was in, basically, like, no matter what I did.
Repent! I thank the builder for having foes to smite.
That's very annoying. It takes him such a long time. I pressed that button before I fully came to a stop in the corner. Oh, this is not the right... Hold on. I pressed the button to throw the thing before I came to a stop in the corner even fully. And it's just, it takes Garrett so long to process the throw item command. And then it didn't even do anything. The guy had killed me by the time that the flash bomb landed. Ugh, all right. I didn't quick save, but also we didn't do anything. I guess I had to knock these two guys out again, which is annoying. Although, we now know I probably don't actually have to hide the bodies. I had to hide this first one so that I can get the second guy. But I can probably just leave the second guy where he lays.
Not to be backseat developer here, but like,
Okay.
if I had to develop this for both this and an Xbox, I wouldn't have these loadings. I just have smaller areas.
Well, but I mean, when you think about how small the areas had to be, like the area that was that first castle that we were in, right, where we had to get the bloodline opal.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about how small the pieces of that were, I think that would be a really, really major limiter. I don't know that you could design all that many interesting levels in that space.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. They at least could do a better job designing so you're not having to backtrack through it and reload and reload and reload an executable every time.
Well, I mean, you could definitely argue that, some significant portion of that falls to me.
Well, no, but they had things that are designed where we had to backtrack a little bit.
Okay, yeah, where we had to go through the loading screens. Yeah,
and like,
okay.
just don't. Because I'll tell you something, sweetheart.
Tell me. Lay it on me.
I got my start designing magazine games.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with magazine games, there's a very specific form factor. And you don't design against the form factor, you design for it. You design with, like, the number of pieces you have in mind and those limitations. Like,
sure.
on a That's a noise. On a half sheet of counters that I was using, 5/8 inch counters, there were 88 counters in blocks of 16 and 8, and so you want the same background color in each block. You don't use a bunch of different colors because then it won't cut right. There's always some problem there. So you just work around those things. So I would work around these loading screens. That was the point of that story.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying I think that you are maybe underestimating the degree of limitation. Okay, I've just picked up a gas bomb for the first time, I guess. Like,
Who has taken it?
you can't see that. It's completely dark.
Maybe this one has dark vision. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
this guy's like he's a dwarf or
Where
something.
art thou? Hello. 'Twas but
See,
my imagination.
This is a place where they did not really build in the light levels and the vision concepts. Probably have the guards being able to see objects that are missing.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, had
Or it
about
could be
enough of
that-
that, dude.
Could be every time you pick something up, it makes a noise like that. That's very
The guard heard the dunk. Do you think is that Garrett, or is it everybody in the world? Anytime anyone picks anything up, it goes dunk. Can you imagine working in an Amazon fulfillment center in this universe? The sound must be deafening. I want to believe that it's just Garrett saying dunk. He's tried to stop, but he can't help himself. Okay. Brother Partis, I have gleaned what information I could about these volumes. The homilies of the Jeremites illustrated in the Priory of the Forge, the Glendower volume missing in Karis's upheavals. Yeah, pretty significant upheavals. The Glory of St. Edgar, damaged but legible. The Codex of the Admonitions, a gold-bound and valuable text stored in the prayer room on the west side of the church, top floor. Codex of the Admonitions. Okay. I feel like that's familiar. Did we steal that already? I don't know. We have enough loot that we're allowed to leave. I'm not going to stress about it. I am going to continue looting stuff, obviously, because I'm Garrett, and that's what I do. For example. And they have done a great job of making me actually care about the monetary value of the loot. With the way they have configured the shop system.
Yeah, no, that's neat. It definitely makes the world feel more world. Jesus.
That guy knows nothing. He sees. Ooh.
I thought 'twas.
Gas bomb.
I mean, I could.
'Twas nothing but mine own foolishness, brother. Forgive me.
I mean, what if I put this out?
In truth, someone thinks himself so very clever.
In truth, I cannot pretend I don't.
Prithee, hast thou found anything? See,
Damn it.
thou know better? Thou art discovered. Prepare thy soul.
Get fucked.
Get thou down from there.
Nope. How will he respond to this?
Can he call the elevator?
He cannot, it would seem. He can go call for other guards. But with me just being down here in the dark, as long as I don't like bump right into them, I think I should be okay. I can't quite tell where I'm hearing those footsteps from. It's making me a little nervous.
I think they're coming from inside the monastery.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Alright, well, this is a very serious lock. Why is that not snapping into place? It feels like it should be... In the past, anytime the gap appeared, I could just stop moving the tool and it would lock in after a second. There we go. I guess that's not quite good enough by itself.
If e'er you show thy face again,
Hold on.
I shall break it.
He's threatening to break my face. I'm just gonna...
No, you need that.
I don't know that I do. Like, my
I
whole...
need your face.
Oh, you know, like my face. Garrett's whole deal is kind of like nobody's supposed to even see me. So, right? So...
Tis a strange. Oh, hey! Didst thou strike? I wasn't sure. I thank the builder for his blessings.
Man, I really hate the way that like once they've got you, there's no more hiding in the shadows in this one. That's a thing that was not true in the previous game. Sorry, I'm just re-sharing the screen to Amabel real quick. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and if they're even looking around for you, it's impossible to blackjack them because blackjacks don't make sense in our borderline magic under the best of circumstances.
I hear thou there. Surely if something were here, we wouldst have found it by now, eh, brother?
Yep. No, that's solid logic. Probably there's just nothing here, and you can go back to the neutral state.
Come out, villain.
If they don't, you have a gas bomb.
I do have gas. I have a couple of gas bombs. But obviously I don't want to use them.
Surrender
I've been
to us
using
at
gas
once.
bombs all night.
Tire of the search.
Amabel. How many IBS jokes are we in for this episode?
I have to hit quota. I've been slacking.
Watch for the murderer, brother.
That guy's right there.
Builder, grant that someone else can solve this puzzlement.
Okay, that sounds promising. How do I not shoot the arrow? I switched to a
cannot
different...
find now what 'twas I saw.
Hold on. I'm worried that when I fire this, it'll make a noise and he'll hear it, so... Usually, switching to a different weapon in the previous games would put the bow away. Okay, there we go. I had to hold it for an extremely long time. And then Garrett put his hand down. All right. So this guy's in a more neutral state now, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to attempt to take his bones. Success.
Tis not.
They make so much noise when they go down. All right.
Same.
Anyway, back to picking this lock, which is going to take me about 20 minutes, it looks like. So if you have any interesting stories, I suppose this would be a good time to tell them.
Do I ever have interesting stories?
I mean, if not, what am I paying you for?
Wait. When You're paying me?
Amabel, please. The viewers are dying.
I'm sorry, I've never been paid.
You know how that classic rule of improv, the no and no don't. When somebody says a thing, you should just like grind everything to a halt and demand details.
Yes, it's my favorite thing. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done Thief, and it's nice to be back at it. Oh, story time's over.
The door is okay. Well, so this was the door I was thinking we were going to go through and hit another loading screen right away. Guess not. High Priest greeteth, doth keep the holy symbol now in his chambers. The holy symbol of the Master Forger hath the... Yeah, okay. Right, we have taken this thing already.
So, I've been on 1 to 3 videos of yours a week for a little over a year now.
Yeah, for some time.
Yeah. How am I doing as a co-host?
This you want performance review now?
Yeah. So I feel like so far this has been my best work.
I think, it really depends on what you value, what you're judging on, and how much suffering is a part of it.
So 10 out of 10 then.
So 10 out of 10, yeah.
Okay.
By any reasonable metric. Okay, so the part of the cathedral with the factory and the stuff is across a loading barrier over here, I believe.
Okay.
I think this is where we have to go next. Right? This is what this says. Yeah, the factory. Okay. Let's see about this. Do you wish to leave this area and enter Hammer Factory?
See, you call it Hammer
Teas are
Factory.
cheap, but definite articles are unbelievably expensive.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get this shared across to you.
Shouldst not thou be at prayer?
Wouldst that I might, but more of our brethren doth arrive.
We're going to listen to what those guys have to say in a second. All that is metal is not of the builder alone, as all that is wood is not of the trickster alone. Wood canst be shaped and carved, so that it serveth as part of the great house for the master builder. These guys always had a style, right? A way of writing. But I feel like it's like the all the canst and whatnots. It feels cartoonier here, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
It's been amplified to the point where it's actually kind of lost character, it feels like.
Yes, I agree.
Even iron canst serve contrary to its nature for the glory and service of false gods. If thou doubtest these words, turn thine eye only to the ruin of Soulforge, where the builder himself smote down the workings of the heretic Karis and his wicked crafts.
Roland doth instruct
Yep,
me that
that's who it was.
machines must be ready for their use.
Brother Roland doth ask too much. I see him not working beside thee at thy task.
'Tis true. Yet our most blessed Saint Edgar didst not earn his glory in meditation or rest. As we follow his example, we earn our place in the builder's plan.
'Tis the same for me. I walk these halls with naught but the hymns of the builder to keep me company.
Okay, I wanted to let them get their conversation out of the way, first of all, in case it contained anything of value for us, and secondly, so that they would be on their routes when we started walking, so we'd know where they are and what they're doing.
I wonder if the writing being cartoonier is something they've done on purpose to kind of emphasize the reactionary, old-fashioned anti-tech, or newfangled tech. Philosophy of like the return of the Hammerites. I do think the cartooniness does detract and just makes it feel kind of clumsy.
Yeah, but I think I get what you're saying. Like the returned Hammerites is sort of like a more exaggerated version.
Yeah.
I get that. I think that makes some good in-universe sense.
Yeah. It still feels like lampshading a choice that's kind of...
What exactly does this guy do? I can't believe he didn't see me. Alright, we're going to move this one because I don't want to have him get spotted right away when I open that door.
Yeah.
In case there's somebody in there. Guess we may as well pile them up. Garrett, don't fucking... Do not express agency. I'm trying to do stuff, and Garrett's just like, I don't know about all that, Chief. Well, this is a reliquary. I mean, there's going to be valuable shit in the reliquary, right?
Yeah.
It is probably worth knocking out this light just in case. Because there's no way to open this door and not be seen by anyone who might be inside with that on. It looks pretty simple here, though. The chalice should be kept suspended away from the sullied earth and in greater safety. Mayst be lowered only by permission.
Maced is not a word. I'm sorry. That is ridiculous.
I do really like that idea, though, that they've sort of like they have returned as this very exaggerated version of the thing. All right, so we put the thing in. Now we have to get the other gear and mark it and put it in there, and that should lower the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Far as we know, we just have to have a gear made.
It'll be interesting to see what they do thematically with the hammerite.
Mine ears verily do hear something.
Yeah, I am curious to see where the story is going to go for sure.
It felt like with the second one, they got us into it right away with the themes, and I'm getting a lot less of that here so far.
Yeah, let me grab the body. Okay. I want to make sure there are people in that room. Make sure I get this guy out of here before they see what I've done. Yeah, I think that so this is going to be a little bit experimental in terms of its style of narrative delivery, right? Because there aren't really a lot of like these open world games at this point. It's certainly like a lot less common, and they want to give you the sense that you're sort of like the insider of the actions of the story for the most part. So yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how a lot of the narrative stuff is going to be woven, given sort of what an elemental time we're at in terms of the industry. It's a good thing nobody seems to care about the like spare weapons and stuff just being left all over the place. So I see one guard down here. Is it just this one guard? I think it might be. So there's some pretty well lit parts of this room, but I can footpad pretty quietly on this flooring. So I think I'm gonna wait for that guy to come back over to this point in his patrol, and then we're gonna thief him good.
Thief his bones.
Only some of them. Just the most critical.
What? Okay, which are the most critical bones?
Well, you know, it's like a couple of the vertebrae, but it's definitely not all of the vertebrae, because like you can see the way they don't bend all the way in half when they bend backwards.
Yeah.
It's a complicated idea. Okay, cool. Turn off the lights. Now that the lights are off in here, this is probably a pretty good place to hide a body. What do we got going on? Some loot. An oil flask, which bursts on impact, creating a puddle of oil.
Oh, okay.
Which is very funny in itself, and then I'm sure also is extremely flammable. Ah, the unstamped gear. Cool. I do not like how not obvious that was laying on the shelf there, but we got it, so whatever. I'm definitely getting better at these locks. It's funny how they have to kind of like set things upright in the treasure chest so that I can see them enough to grab them due to how tall they've chosen to make all the treasure chests. The Compendium of Precepts, Regimens, and Rules of Conduct, Volume 112. The chisel is but naught, save thou hast a hammer. The hammer is but naught, save thou stretch forth thine arm. The arm is but naught, save for thy will to serve the builder, and all for the want of a horseshoe. Okay. Guard not that which thou hast made for thyself. Yep, this is just it's a lot of... I have a feeling that they were told to write to a certain length per page, and then for whatever reason, a font treatment choice or something at the last moment, it turned out everything was off by like 10%. Because there are so many things that we've seen where it's just almost on the page. It feels like it's hard to imagine it being a coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a transform regulator. This isn't a thing you would put the gear in.
No.
What was it? What's the deal? Stamp it using the stamp. Okay, it will be called the stamping machine when we find it.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what the transform regulator is doing. Is it enabling?
That's how you create the Autobot matrix of leaders.
Okay, all right. I don't know why I asked.
Oh, when you needed a story, I should have told my Transformers story.
Well, I mean, I think we got a second here.
No, I'm not going to tell that story.
Amabel, you are killing us. You are killing us with suspense.
I'm not trying to get you demonetized.
Okay.
You know the Transformers story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, you should absolutely not tell that story. Jesus. Brother Roland, praise be, thou and High Priest Gretus hath secured the chalice in the factory. I hath destroyed the stamped gear as thou instructed. Another canst be made in the stamping machine, but even a stamped gear is not without the holy symbol. Yep, no, we got it. I got it. This is in case you came in here first. That is the room of Inspector Drept.
That's a good name. I like that. I want a series of games about Inspector Drept solving mysteries.
Well, we're going to solve the mystery of who murdered Inspector Drept. Surprise, it was Garrett. But I must admit, I did provide some assistance. Where is the... Here we go. Somewhere on this side.
You can do it. I believe in you.
What, I can murder this sleeping guy? I agree with you. I
No,
think I probably
you
can.
could do the lock. You also can murder this guy if he is there and asleep.
Okay, the light takes a second to turn off. Laurel, thou shalt be a reckoning. Oh, damn it. Oh, hello. Is this loot? No, this is just a bottle. This one's loot. Inspector Drept's notes. Mine investigation, in truth, continues apace into years long gone. More deaths hath I learned of that fit the pattern. The city guards care for naught beyond the tips of their noses, so no connection didst they see. In a death 30 years past, the skin of the victim was destroyed or removed. Another case 'twas 6 years later, and the report says only that the body was mutilated, though it does note a bent and aged woman was seen nearby. Man, are we going to have to encounter a flesh-eating hag? Is that... It sure seems like where a lot of this stuff is headed, right?
Yeah. Well, that sounds neat.
Maybe. I don't know.
If we can be friends with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where that's headed, sweetie.
Tis that?
I don't know. We befriended the merman or whatever, so...
Just straight down. I really do love the way they just like... Alright. Just close that then. So this here is the charnel furnace. This here is a rat who seems to want access to the furnace.
Bat friend.
The fuck? The fuck just happened? Okay, I didn't mean to open that door. I didn't realize the door would do that. So I closed it again quickly. Is that person in the middle of the room the source of that sound?
I don't know. I don't like the sound though.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with some undead here. Oh yeah, that person is fully zombied out. The hell are they doing in here? Brethren, be all of thee reminded, none may use the stamping machine save they are permitted by Chief Worker Roland. Shouldst thou have permission, thou mayst obtain an unstamped gear from the storage area, but be sure to place the object squarely in the center of the machine, and be wary the sparks and shards when the machine doth activate. Okay. This is very dark in here. I mean, I'm assuming this room would, you know... Oh, that's a human skull. Didn't mean to pick that up.
Oh.
I'm assuming, you know, you close the door here and you pull the thing and it incinerates anything within.
You know what I will say I do appreciate about this third game and about the second one is they're pretty narrowly focused on sneaking around and stealing stuff, and not on like fighting a bunch of zombies in catacombs, which was like half the missions in the first game were like, here's something that has nothing to do with stealth and stealing.
See, I don't mind that stuff. And like Garrett having to do a bunch of stuff to get into a place to get a hidden artifact or whatever, I'm like 100% fine with, actually. My problem with the stuff in the first game was not that it was happening, it's how it was executed. Like dealing with the infinite undead in the cathedral just really sucked. So this is the stamping machine. Notice that the mechanism the game uses to show you text that you're trying to read is also the mechanism that it uses to show you like the objective complete and stuff. And so you just can't read anything if it's updating you on the status of an objective, is a thing that I just learned. So that's fun.
Choices were made.
Choices were made.
And despite all the new choices they made, they kept Papyrus.
All right, well, I think we can just return to the cage. I'm turning off devices. I don't even know what they are or what they do. At this point, I'm trying to terminate as much light as possible. So there's another guy in here. This room is spooky. I will say I actually really like the architecture.
Yeah.
So like things are real.
I imagined it.
Things are real weird and scary in a way that I think is actually very rad.
Yeah.
I like the weird, scary elements of the Thief stuff. In theory, they're just, you know, again, specific implementational elements that sometimes are problematic. Okay, this will take us back out of the factory area, I guess. So we'll come back to that.
This is why I'm hoping we get to meet a hag or whatnot, because I like to see you see a spooky thing. I would like some hammer haunts to show up at some point when you're not expecting it. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't deal with a normal guard in this engine, so a hammer haunt feels like it'd be like right out. So what is this? Oh, right, this is the other door to that same room. Okay, so we put the stamped gear in. And now that should lower the cage enough to be accessed from up here. Cool.
The chalice. That's probably too much to hope for that no one misses it.
Oh, also, I have this valuable book. I can't open it or steal it. It's okay. Then it's worthless to me. All right, I think we're basically like done, and I do believe I've knocked out everyone in this building.
Okay. Yeah, because we stole all the optional stuff that they wanted to steal too, right? But there was something else they told us to steal.
No, I think we're...
We got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And we're doing like quite well, 92% in total. Like we would have passed on the higher difficulty even. Where was that upper door that leads out of here? I would actually like to...
I think it's upstairs.
It's up here. Thank you, sweetie. I don't actually know where this is on the other side of the map, so I'm curious about this. But all we're really doing is leaving at this point. I had to wait for OBS and everything to catch up and remember that we are doing a thing. Okay. So here we are. We were on the other side of that gate before. Yeah, I remember this. I don't know that I remember it well enough to remember how to get out from here. And of course, the map is fucking...
Very useful.
This Duplo-ass map.
Wait, what's a Duplo?
It's like, you know, they're like they're a construction blocks toy. But they're aimed at like littler kids than Legos. So they're bigger.
Oh, okay, yes.
They're sort of bigger and clumsier.
I know what those are, yeah.
Okay. No offense really meant to Duplo. I just was trying to communicate the level of childishness and the sort of like large and clumsy detail of the map.
Now that I have the
that's
chalice,
very
I'm one
good.
step closer to the books in the Keeper library. Those prophecies had better be worth the trouble. My little raid isn't going to endear me to the hammers.
I mean, I feel like I'm kill on sight for every hammer in the known universe anyway,
Yeah.
so things are not getting worse. Yep, pretty good. Opponent's blackjacked 23. See, I'm doing stealth the way that, you know, you might have preferred me to do in the first game, and it's kind of the same as the first two games, except slower.
Yeah.
Which I knew it would be. Yep, and then we gotta wait and reload out into another thing. Okay, there we go. Objective complete. One of our two heists for the keepers is done. And we're back in Garrett's little house. I can't imagine there's anything here worth doing, but take that. All right, let's just let ourselves out. Doubt I have to rob my landlord a second time. So I guess let's enter the South Quarter immediately. You know what I love is to load into an area so that I can load into a different area.
See, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
There's one way we differ.
Yep. It surely is. Okay, so the other thing. Use the South Quarter well to enter the pagan tunnels and steal the paw from them. So we're immediately pissing off both of the major groups from the previous plot lines.
Yeah.
Don't attack them or get caught doing anything. Okay, yeah. So the South Quarter well. Also, I should try to find a place to fence this loot. So right now we're here.
Mm-hmm.
The well is just right there. And there's a fence in Black Alley. Right? I could just go to
Yeah.
that fence and sell off a bunch of our stuff, I think, without having to trip another loading screen. Let me quick save so that we're in the right spot here. Well, I'm sorry. You're very slow. I like how the rats complain when you run past them. Excuse me, sir. Okay, let us... So there is this grate.
Would this be better if Garrett had a pet rat?
Yeah, without question. Anything else down here? Nope. Okay, it's just gonna be more money stashed there every time we come back through. I'm
So
into
your
it.
landlord gets murdered.
Are we looking for anything special?
No, wait, this is a purchasing place. I need the other one.
Sure. I ain't heard it, and neither has Percy.
Okay. It was a night, just like tonight, and I was walking all alone up near the cradle.
Where?
The Shale Bridge Cradle. Used to be an orphanage till something terrible happened. Murderers got in, or some big fire.
Hey, who's telling this story, huh? So, I was out walking, minding my own business, when I heard something. A voice, like a child weeping. And so, I started up those steps.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Hush! I got as far as the door, and put my hand on the knob, and then
Yes?
the child's voice, as clear as anything. I'll never forget. She says, "No, go back. You can't help me. Run for your life."
What did you do?
What any sensible bloke would do. I run for my life, didn't I? I'm here telling you the story, ain't I? All I gotta say is, don't ever go near that place. Never. Now, who's buying the beer?
What any sensible bloke would do. Perhaps this is a not being a bloke thing, but I don't take orders from children, especially not ghostly
Did you hear
children.
about the quarantine?
Here, buy all my stuff.
City Watch ain't telling what it's about, but I got my hunches, that's for sure.
Okay, we got some fancy stuff. He can't manage to move, but
Just
it's
so you know,
it's fine. We'll
I
figure
don't
it out.
take artwork, you know, paintings and stuff. But I know someone who does. A fence over near the docks. Dahlia's her name. And all that arty junk's her game.
Okay.
I
In
appreciate that.
theory, I like the idea of there being different fences for different kinds of things. In practice, I suspect I'm going to be very annoyed. We're going to have to like run to 3 different places to sell our 3 different kinds of goods. Because there's Helga, who moves like jewels and gems and... Or not gems, like this heavy gold stuff. And then there's this other person you have to see if you have art, and it's just like... What a pain. Okay, so should be able to just cross right. Nope, this is a wall. This is not a place to cross at all. Here. And then the well is this way. Yep, that looks like the
The
thing.
keepers want me to steal an object from the pagans called the Jacknall's Paw. It's a mummified hand. Charming. But then what should I expect from a strange cult of unpredictable primitives who worship the ancient trickster god?
Very judgmental.
No one's heard much about the pagans lately, but Artemis gave me a tip about this South Quarter neighborhood, and I've heard rumors of break-ins and howling in the night. This tunnel is going the right way. I can smell it. Vegetation and rot. Stealing from the pagans is never easy or smart. They and their creatures don't have any love for me. When I'm done, the keepers better come through on their part of the bargain. I don't like risking my neck for nothing. Severed hands don't pay the rent.
And they play a lousy game of poker. All right, do we want to go spend our money? I kind of feel like we're pretty equipped at this point. 10
Yeah.
health potions, a bunch of arrows. I think we probably don't have to.
Yeah, we got this.
Okay.
By
So-
we, I mean you.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah, while you sit there and crack jokes and make my life difficult. Steal the Jacknall's Paw from the pagans. When your other objectives are complete, leave by way of the tunnels. It would be helpful to have a map of this territory. Yes. Yes, I suppose it would. I don't think we're going to find one. All right.
Okie dokie.
Boy, that's got a certain suggestion to it, doesn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
Who could possibly?
I am an innocent angel.
What
I
you
wonder
stop
why.
for? Shh, I'm trying to listen. You never know, could be something up ahead.
You mean like the silver nuggets you said was down here?
I said I heard there might be silver or gold in some mines, maybe around here. Yeah. But, I heard there might be something else, too.
Like what?
Like, maybe some strange people down here. Like maybe they don't want no visitors. Don't want anyone knowing they're here.
Oh, Taffet, Bird. You don't mean you brought us into pagan territory? Pagans? Taffet Cripes, I thought I smelled something off. Let's beat it. If they find us here...
About that, we can't beat it. 'Cause we's lost. But I'm open to suggestions. And, we should try to keep it down, okay?
But we ought to send one of us up ahead. Make sure it's all clear.
Well, I ain't going. No tiff-taffing way.
We do eeny meeny for it. Ready? Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, never mind. I'll do it. You watch my back. Here I go. All this for some taffin silver nuggets you ain't even sure is here.
Good luck. I'm watching your back. Yell if you see any pagans. Or gold.
They're really expanding the canonical usage of taff.
Yeah.
They're really building it out.
See, I don't know how I feel about that.
That guy has seen some things. It's just perfectly still, staring into the fire. Okay. Here's what I think. I think we should actually just call it here. I just wanted to get on this side of the loading screen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
careful, look out.
Wait.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you.
Okay. Those men ran off to deal with something. I mean, I kind of want to go see what it is. Let's just be careful.
That was some racket before. It's like someone wants me to find them.
Huh. So there's some some stuff going on here that is scary, but I don't think in a way that's intended. Some of the corpse systems are doing some work, creating some horror content for us. Like I got into a fight with somebody else, and they're both dead now.
I'm not gonna worry about this.
You're through a fight. Maybe I can get in on it.
There's something going on up ahead. I don't want this guy to see me.
Get ready to die. Get ready to
Okay. So they have crazy
Oh, something bees here, so keep looking.
crazy poison acid magic. I'm just gonna back up a little bit here because I don't want to get captured. So yeah, some stuff happened. Boy, this one's swung out of control real fast. But we are going to leave it. Oh. There's just some loot exactly where I started. We climbed down here, landed on top of the loot, and then started looking this way before we gained control of Garrett. That's a shitty place to put money. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today, because we have a nice clean start to a mission here, right? When we come back next time, we will be robbing the pagans and thus really severing ties with everyone who's ever helped us or cared about us at all. I kind of think the pagans, that there wouldn't be any pagans who are really on our side at this point anyway, since Victoria's dead, right? It was kind of like her and her direct cronies that knew anything about the stuff we'd done for them in the first place. Ah, well, easy come, easy go. When you come back next time, lots of spooky pagan stuff. Kind of my favorite. And we'll see you then.